and countdown video for our audience to get ready. Like we're going to start. And during today's live streaming, I'm also going to drop crypto boxes to our audience. So they are going to be very happy. Yay! And listening to our AMA session over here for a long time. Now I'm going to play our countdown video. GMG and everyone, I see that we have officially started our AMA session on Binance Live now, and I am going to drop our crypto boxes over here. Yes, everyone. Yeah, so glad to see our audience over here, and we wanted you to help us to bring more friends to join this session. So friends, we are sending lots and lots of crypto boxes right now, and it's going to be a box run event over here for all of our live audience watching us on Binance Live. So friends, if you are watching our live streaming somewhere else, because I know that we are streaming on many different social media platforms, right, including our Twitter live and also our Twitch live and our YouTube live, right? So if you're watching us through different social media platforms, welcome to join us on Binance Live, because you are going to get lots of crypto boxes, crypto box run. And also today we have Mike from Mojo. It's a very popular project because recently I've seen lots of our friends talking about the project on Twitter, right? So definitely would like to invite Mike to tell us a lot more about the project and also share the deck and also share other details about the project to us as well during today's session. First, we would like to invite Mike to introduce yourself and also briefly talk about Mojo to us. Thank you.
Thanks for having me here. Great to be here this early morning where I am, and excited to talk about Planet Mojo and what we're up to, what we've been doing, what we're going to be doing. Have lots of exciting things to talk about. So yeah, get into it.
Nice. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mike. And do you mind to tell us your journey in Web3? Also, how about the project's journey, especially from last year, right, until now? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. Well, you want to start with my journey into Web3?
That would be cool.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been in games like my whole professional life, basically, since I was in my early 20s. I'm now, an OG, I guess, but I started at LucasArts in the 90s, so you can do the math, and got to work on some amazing, still classic games from that era and amazing people. And, after that, I kind of moved on, did a startup with people from ILM, which is the visual effects division. And that's what I did a lot at LucasArts. I created that group there and ran it and did that startup for a couple years, and kind of then began my own companies, which, I've always sort of worked on the bleeding edge of tech. We were into AR, augmented reality very early, and VR. And to sort of jump to the future, we were making a VR game a few years ago, still out on Quest, Sam and Max, based on an old Lucas game I worked on. And it was kind of in that time NFTs were starting to get buzz, and it really caught my attention, and just dove down that rabbit hole, which is never ending, as anyone in crypto knows, and kept learning. And eventually we put together our concept for Planet Mojo. We were able to raise funds from Animoca Spartan, many other great funds in the space, and begin this project. And so that's kind of the beginning of this journey.
Wow, that is very exciting because guess what? Well, Ultiverse also, yeah, is part of the Animal Conference ecosystem project. So yeah, we find more connections over here. That is awesome.
Nice.
And the artwork is pretty cute over here. And it's definitely kind of wanted to yeah, people will be attracted to start their journey right with Planet Mojo. And do you mind to let us know about, since you said like you have been in the gaming industry since the 90s, right? Do you
Yep.
mind to tell us more about the Planet Mojo's game design and why the team choose to go this way? Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So Planet Mojo at its heart is a story about nature and technology, something we're kind of all living through, right? And coming from LucasArts and several of our team members I worked with back at LucasArts, Jim Rice, Ralph Girth, and just my whole team, we've always been very big on story and characters and world building and lore. And so we really were attracted, especially in the early days of Web3 gaming when no one had games, right? And everyone was more, sort of telling their stories using all these different mediums. That was something really interesting to us. And so, yeah, this story is about this planet that we'll be revealing more about over time. And as you see here, it has many different clans, which are based on animals from Earth, let's say, but have sort of branched off and evolved differently, and sort of have been in wars and battling and peace over centuries. But where this story starts is a very mysterious object hits the planet, and the various clans send out scouts, these are our champions, to learn more. And as they go out into the wild, they discover these creatures, the Mojos, which are these sort of magical plant-based creatures, and more, as they begin their journey kind of to their journey of discovery. I'll just say that.
Wow, the journey of discovery, definitely Planet Mojo. That is nice. Oh, and I see that it's a, yeah, combination. You could play it on mobile phone or on the web. That
Yep.
is nice crossplay.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right now it's out. Oh, sorry, I was gonna add to that. So right now you can play on desktop browser at play.planetmojo.io for our first game, which is our Mojo Melee, which is a PvP auto chess game. And if people have played TFT or other auto chess variants, we tried to take a more sort of approach that anyone can get into the game, but still have that depth in it. We made it a little more mobile friendly, so the matches are shorter.
Uh-huh.
They don't take 30 minutes to finish. And we also combined elements of different games to make it really a new sort of step in the genre, where we combined elements of deck building. So you really are putting together your own teams versus playing from a shared deck. And we've also added new elements like spellstones and combinations that are sort of more organic, that you have to find through playing, etc. So we have a 1v1 mode, and then we have a sort of more classic 8-player mode as well. And we've run tournaments, and the game is available right now in beta on Android. It's available on iOS in certain countries, and we are approaching our full mobile launch as well. Here's a little GIF of the game.
Wow, this is exciting because we have been hearing a lot of people complaining about Web3 gaming projects, right? Not high quality enough, but look at these. Look at Planet Mojo. Is this screen recording or is it adding?
This is a GIF we made, and it's
Uh-huh.
probably chugging a little. I also have a full video here.
Awesome.
And yeah, our art team, our art director, Eric Campanella, came from Activision, EA. Our lead character artist, Jim Rice, worked at he worked with me at LucasArts way back in the day.
Uh-huh.
But he also worked at EA for the last 17 years before this, working on top sports games and other games, and he's really incredible. Another thing about our project is we're one of the only Web3 games to work with Amazon. And we did a partnership for 6 months with Amazon Prime Gaming, where we minted over 25,000 NFTs, many to, Web2 gamers. We also, had over 100,000 players come into the game through that. And it was really a big step for a Web3 game to be ready to onboard that many players.
Wow. Partnership with Amazon. This is definitely huge. Amazon Prime partnership. How did you made it? Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was great, and only a few other Web3 games got to do it.
Okay.
It was a really big test for us, especially before we do the global mobile release, to really smooth out our onboarding process and take a look at analytics and all those kind of things that, are important to games.
Wow. I am definitely a regular Amazon user, right? Is it
Nice.
already is it still over there, or was it just last for about 6 months?
It lasted for 6 months, and unfortunately now it's over. They've actually ended the program. So people who did claim, I believe you still can come in and claim your things, but yeah, unfortunately it's over now. It might start back up again at some point, but that's the status of it. We were just thrilled to get in while it was still running.
Right, because I remember last year we already heard that Amazon was going to build a NFT marketplace, etc., and people
Yep.
were getting excited. But then here came the bear market, right? Especially NFT bear market. So I didn't know if after that they have launched any Amazon NFT platform yet. But I'm glad that at least they were willing to include several Web3 gaming projects, including Planet Mojo there, because that's definitely a huge hit. Oh my. So what made you wanted to bring your project to Web3? Because we know that so far we still do not have enough players, right? I mean real players.
Yep.
In Web3 we have a lot of farmers. They wanted to
Yep.
mine, right? Mining and then earning tokens and then dumping, right? That is actually quite scary. So what made you so brave and take it? Are you going to make a so-called
Let
project?
me kill the sound here. Sorry.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, when we got into this, and as I said, I was doing all this research, and I, honestly still believe all this, and I think I published an article on Medium about it. People can probably still find, but to me and our team, Web3 gaming, it is the beginning of a paradigm shift in games. And even though there's not a lot of players now, and it's understandable, kind of, to me, the state you're describing that we're in. Because when you put piles of gold in front of people, of course they're gonna want it, right? Like it's just it's human nature, right? But the underlying principles of this, really, of to me, it represents the democratization of gaming, right? For players and developers, right? Because first of all, on the developer side, like, the gaming business is kind of messed up, honestly, right? And it's very dominated by top heavy, huge companies. We see the Epic Disney deal. That's great, but it's also like more of what I'm talking about, right? And Web3 represents a way to bring new ideas, new IPs, new stories, and new types of games into the fold, and have independence, to be funded by your community and other types of investors who believe in this space. And for players, they're part of that, right? Because they're buying in early, getting the assets. And yeah, sure, some people, of course, are going to dump, but if you think of it in the sort of long-term prospects of, like, you might be getting assets from the next EA or Disney or Activision, the people who dump early might feel pretty silly in a few years, right? If the trajectory continues here, and just as someone who's been in games a long time, you start to see parallels. And
Mhm.
I've talked about this before, and others have, but the parallels even to when free to play began, right? That and what's happening in Web3, there are just so many of them. Free to play didn't happen overnight. It took a
Mhm.
couple years to sort of build in. The strategies got refined, better games came out. And the other thing that happened too is a new generation of players grew up, right? And they just started to accept this as the norm. And I think once new players are introduced to the concept of owning their assets, they're going to look back on us and the last generation of gaming and kind of laugh and go, wow, I can't believe you let them get away with that.
Exactly. Yes, just like what you mentioned, right? Think about that several years ago, the first person who ordered pizza by Bitcoins. Well, but of course, he crossed that first step, and
No,
so that we
I
know.
totally agree. Yep, that was a big moment. You're
Yes, yes, yeah, but still, yeah, think about that. I know he might still feel somewhat regret, right? What if he kept all of the bitcoins until now, right? So it's just a, yeah, some people wanted to use uh cryptos at the moment, right? Some people wanted to keep it and keep building, growing with the project, and then to make it better. So definitely, yeah. And I like
it's
the way
it's
that
got to start
mhm.
somewhere. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, Mike, sorry, I just want to let you know I like the way how you tackle this question because it's actually a tough question. Yeah, for so many gaming project. Actually, yesterday at about 2 a.m., I was hosting the Binance official Twitter space, and yeah, I remember we had Pixels, we had Zverse, right, and we had Mocaverse together with Binance official account and talking about the
Amazing.
yeah, kind of like the blueprint of Web3 gaming, right? And we all actually strong believe that this year is going to be the year of Web3 games. Do you think it is going to be like that, and how will Planet Mojo grasp the opportunity? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely see it trending in that direction. And here, I'll just get on some video that while I'm talking. This is um this is our on-chain avatar system that we've built. Kill the
Ah.
sound. So yeah, this is something very unique we've built, for the masses where, gamers are kind of, used to this in certain games, really like a UGC engine where you can really customize your characters. And difference here is we built something that you can save this all on chain and have all these different, changes to your NFTs and your characters and retaining their levels and in-game stats as well. So yeah, we think features like this are very important for the future. I'm just gonna flip over here.
Mhm.
Um, we're seeing quality games coming out into the market, and I think we're also seeing Web3 on that side of things surging as well. So I think it's like two things are happening that, one, you're going to see sort of the fuel being added to these projects from the Web3 side, and then enabling them to have bigger launches, better games, and we're going to see that adoption.
Mhm.
Uh, Sometimes things happen faster than you think. Sometimes they happen slower,
Mhm.
but I do think this is inevitable. It's just it's like predicting the weather. It's hard to say exactly how long it's going to take.
Exactly. Think about that. Last year, no one would knew that how fast friend tech, right, would kind of like
Mhm.
yeah revolutionizing project, right? It changed the whole base trend. It's just yeah totally unbelievable. So certainly I believe that we are all anticipating that this year we have at least one or more, right? Maybe a lot more great gaming projects that could attract, more people from traditional gaming space to Web3, that they are willing to, in order to play, right, and then earn something, right? They are willing to learn how to use cryptos, how to use wallet, and the concept of blockchain technology. That would just be awesome. And looking at the design of those characters, and also Planet Mojo is a whole planet, right? Has a team think about integrating these gaming project with any VR devices to make the players could have an immersive experience? Thank you.
Yeah, well, very, we kind of, as I said, we spent a lot of years in AR and VR. So we do have some incredible experience and skill set there. And if you look up, my past company was called Happy Giant. You can see we had Apple's Game of the Day at one point. We worked with some other huge companies. We worked on the Super Bowl doing AR stuff. And if you go back to the very beginnings of Planet Mojo, you'll actually see the Mojos have dabbled with AR, and they can open portals, and they came to Earth in the very beginning. So that could definitely happen again in the future. And yeah, we've worked with Niantic and others in the past, and it's something we've kind of been holding in our back pocket, but something that's definitely very exciting now with Apple Vision Pro and more to tap into.
Exactly. Yes, I remember the first week that Apple Vision Pro was out on the market. I went to Apple Store and then try it on, and immediately
Nice.
I grabbed it home because I just love it. And especially when I was able to experience immersive way, right? That was really amazing. So I definitely could see that Blend Mojo is a great candidate to be, integrate, to those kind of VR devices and make the audience feel like, wow, super, real, right? That would be awesome. Especially you have so many characters that the players, they could personalize it, right? It
Yes.
feels like their digital identity, right? I believe that really strong believe that with the um, development of gaming project, and no matter whether it's Web 2 or Web 3, a gaming project, and also more VR devices, that we are going to like feel our digital identity will be more and more important. So have you considered, let's we also wanted to also move to talk about MT, right? Could you please also let us know about your upcoming MT launch, and is it uh like going to be an IP, or is it going to be a kind of like a membership card, a pass card?
Yeah, for sure. Let's get into that.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple other things I just want to highlight too that are related about the project is,
Mm-hmm.
so we had this one game, Mojo Melee, but if you read our current white paper, we're actually about to put out a much newer, updated version, but still with the central theme of we're building an interoperable ecosystem, right, of games and experiences. And we are on the cusp of unveiling some new ones, some that are very new and early but amazing, and some that are very close to players being able to play. And sort of, you can imagine with those your customized Mojo being able to take that into other games. We're a big fan of interoperability. When that emerges and there's better standards between projects, we're going to be right there. But today we can do it ourselves and offer that to players and let them jump back and forth and have benefits from one game helping another, etc. So that's a big thing to us. And yeah, this new NFT, which is our first ETH collection, this really marks a new chapter for Planet Mojo, based on some of what I was just talking about,
Mm-hmm.
and how we want to unveil some new things, and it will definitely give value to the owners of it. And so we're going to be revealing a lot more about it very soon. We've already said it's free. It's going to be on Magic Eden. We'll very soon be revealing the supply and the date. I can tell you a little bit about the utility though, and what's going to happen. And it's going to be some incredible artwork. We're calling them war banners, and they will first be an amazing artwork that then will be revealed into one of these 6 clan war banners. And so in Planet Mojo, this is the main thing to understand, is we have something called the collection tier system. We've had this for a while in the game, and we're going to be publishing actually quite a bit more about it, an article and a website, where it's basically a point system for our NFT holders. And so you get points for holding our NFTs, but then by playing with them and leveling them up in the game, you get many more points. And then that puts you into different ranks in the system. And so this new NFT is going to have very high collection value. So it's a way for our community, but also for new people who want to kind of jumpstart into the system and the ecosystem to get in and sort of catch up, if you will, in many ways. And there'll be benefits to collecting all 6 of them, unlocking exclusive rewards, in-game playable assets, future ecosystem benefits, and early access to upcoming games, and of course tournaments. And we'll definitely be revealing more specifics about this soon, but it's going to be a big perk and benefit to holders.
Wow. Big perk and benefit to the Planet Mojo NFT collection holders. So friends, if you wanted to get a whitelist spot and you haven't, be sure to certainly give our Planet Mojo project a follow. I actually had already shared the event banner to our community, and I also posted on Twitter. Now I'm going to push it up to the top of my account over here so more people could see it. And friends, it's really easy to find the product. It is called Planet Mojo, PLANET and they have a gold check, or you could search the ID "We Are Planet Mojo" and then you are going to find these amazing. And so what's the connection between Planet Mojo and Mojo Melee? We see that there are 2 accounts available over here, and also 2 separate websites. One is planetmojo.io and the other one is mojomelee.com. What are the connections between them? Thank you.
Yeah, sure. So the Planet Mojo site is really more about the overall project, the ecosystem, our vision, roadmap, and of course a little bit about Mojo Melee, because that's our first live game. Mojo Melee is very specifically about that one game. And as we launch new games, we'll probably have separate sites or pages for each of those as well, just for, marketing purposes, and especially Web 2 people coming in, kind of keeps it cleaner if they're just interested in that one game, or people just want to dive a little bit deeper into the one game. So that's kind of the difference between them. And on Twitter, we've just more shifted to using the same thing, really. Mojo Melee account, more about the game. There's lots of stuff that, people are playing every day want to know, tips and rewards, tournaments we're doing, things like that. And Planet Mojo is more, again, about the overall project, sort of the bigger things going on, which of course right now is this mint, and there will be more to come soon.
That is just amazing. Wow. Thank you for letting us know about that. So it sounds like Planet Mojo also plan to push out more gaming project and to expand the ecosystem, right? Or are you going to try out different genre of games and make your ecosystem broader?
Yeah, very much so. We watch our Twitter account, because very soon we'll be revealing some things that I think will get people excited.
That is very nice. Thank you for letting us know the alpha. And so, for people who would like to get a whitelist spot, and well, over here we know it's we should say it as a Mojo list spot, right? What are the
This
criteria?
is a
Oh, listen to the deep sound. That is
you can get
actually
your brand into your customers' hands, or
Sorry,
oh, that's okay. We all know that. And
I figured it. Yeah,
uh-huh.
I'd show this a little. But yeah, this is our cinematic. You can see it on YouTube. You want to hear that voice? That's
Yeah.
Brooka. Yeah, go check him out. He sort of tells the intro story that I was talking about. Yeah, if people haven't seen this, they should definitely check it out. This was done. We did this, I think, last year, and friends we used to work with who worked at ILM and Pixar helped us with this. So we're pretty stoked how it came out.
Oh my, Pixar. Oh my, oh my. This is really big. Look at how cute. The squirrel reminds me of Ice Age, right? And then
Yeah, Twisted Ice Age.
yes, Twisted Ice Age. That is cool.
That's our bear during the bear.
Nice. Okay, I'm going to search Planet Mojo on YouTube. I'm going to share these with my little sister. I have a younger sibling. She's just in elementary school, and she's definitely going to love this Planet Mojo cinematic trailer. This is our world. Nice.
Cool. So yeah, no, we're really excited for the year ahead. So much more coming. Yeah, like definitely keep it paying attention to our X account, and really excited to show off some things in the coming weeks.
Exactly. So friends, definitely give our Planet Mojo a follow and also follow Mike. We also put Mike's personal account on Twitter as well, so it's very easy to spot. And let me check. So far, we have about 1,000 live audience on Binance Live already. And let me check our front page over here, because usually if we got a lot of views, we're going to get featured over here.
I'll show some more of our champions.
Oh, very nice.
That's General Docs. She is very fierce warrior.
Nice. Wow. Powerful. So, how let's talk about player retention. What's the plan for keeping the players staying here and also to prevent the token economy going to death spiral? Thank you.
Death spiral. Sure,
Yeah.
there you go. How do you prevent a death spiral? So one thing, we've been always taking a sort of slow and steady approach, and we have not introduced a token yet, though it's always been in our roadmap. And so it's given us a chance to really balance the economy. And like with things we've done, like with Amazon Prime, we've also worked, by the way, with Congregate, which is a major Web2 gaming portal, and our game is live on there. We were the first Web3 game actually they put on their site. So that's given us a chance to, like, in terms of the sort of Web2 economy, use that as think of it as like a test net, right? And so we've been able to balance the economy and really see very strong retention and metrics and spending from those types of players. And one thing we get into, which is probably worth mentioning, is just sort of the way our philosophy on our sort of onboarding of players and sort of Web 2 to Web 3 players. What we do really is offer these assets to players in our game as normal in-app purchases, right? We have a battle pass, which is kind of our main, thing to purchase each season, because Mojo Melee is a seasonal game and there's always updates and new things. And so whenever we put out the new battle pass, most of our core players will purchase it immediately, and that allows them to unlock, a new champion, sometimes new gear for their mojos. And for the champions in the mojos specifically, if you play with them long enough, show commitment, level them up to level 20, that's when you basically get the opportunity to mint them as NFTs. So we sort of take this organic path to that, and that helps us really kind of bring on players who are, new to the space, but of course people who are Web3 savvy. They know how to get the assets. They know even like grinding to get them versus like paying high prices on marketplaces and things like that. So it creates a good game loop for that part of the economy. And yeah, I think we're going to be publishing, as I said, a new white paper soon, a new economy paper as well in conjunction with this, that will also talk a lot about our plans for utility and much more detail on that part of the economy.
Got it. And when you talk about a lot of players who wanted to spend in the game, how do you solve the gap between Web 2 and Web 3? Like, how do you educate your traditional gamers about the concept of crypto and NFTs, or are they totally going to a different system?
Yeah, I mean, we were kind of, again, forced to deal with this with our partnership with Amazon, and it sort of helped us go through a few iterations, see what worked the best, what didn't work. And, I think the first thing I learned is people don't like the word, they don't like to be, quote, educated, right? We want to inform people. We're not here to be a teacher per se. And so you'll see right in Mojo Melee, when you get to level 20, we put up a few simple bullet points to let people kind of understand the basics of why would I even want to own this. But it's a very almost organic process, and it's actually going to get even easier as we implement better wallets and onboarding, where it's really going to be almost invisible to those players. And I think most players almost, why wouldn't you click and want to own something? I think it'll be something like you don't even think about. It's like collecting a reward in a game, which people love to do, right? It's an impulse kind of thing that gives people a dopamine hit. And so I think as people do that and then they own them, that's when they're going to, okay, well, now I own it. What's the value? What am I supposed to do with this thing? And that's where I think some people will go deeper and explore more and go look in our marketplace and sort of other aspects of value that owning those can give to them.
I see. Yes, and I also like the concept. Thank you so much, for letting me know. We should say we informed it, right? In the future, I will also be cautious about the wording, right? How do you inform?
Yeah, it's all semantics, and branding, and that's the, of course, everyone's always talked to, that's the thing in free to play, right? Like sort of that word emerged, everyone sort of clung to it, and it worked. And in this space, we have like 10 different terms, and it was play to earn, and then that didn't work, and then like no one dominant one. And ultimately, something will emerge, I hope, that it's just the players will understand kind of what these games are. And then ultimately, like I said before, I think it'll just become something that's a standard, to people over time. But in these early stages, the main thing, like I was trying to say, is it's about presenting the information, not pushing it on people, and sort of letting people come to it, and understand, because the information's powerful, and people who take the step to go deeper and start to understand it, and then they'll tell friends, and they tell two friends, and so on and so on. That's how these things work. That kind of word of mouth is more powerful than any other type of marketing or communication you can do.
Got it. Yes, and you mentioned that there are so many different terms, right, that we using Web3 gaming. And so when your project was on the Amazon platform, do you also talk about NFTs, or do you talk as digital collectibles? For example, I remember that recently Mr. Beast also push out some digital collectibles, right? But actually the concept was kind of NFT, blockchain technology at the back end. So would you also change those terms when you're advertising your projects across different Web2
Yeah.
platforms? Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know when he did that, but he might have been copying us, because we've been saying that for a long time. No, I'm kidding. There's a few others who did it too, right? That is one term I do see emerging, so that's cool. And we kind of go back and forth, and we're not like hiding that they're NFTs, but I think it is a more digestible name, especially for Web2 people, because NFTs just, they have a lot of baggage on them, right? In the outside, especially in North America. And so, you just see it when you get out there and talk to people. As soon as you say that word, it's like, huh? But if you say digital collectibles, what are those? You explain it, it's like, oh, that's interesting, and I think that's where I always am going to be optimistic, because, you go out there and you talk to sort of normal gamers now, normal people who don't understand Web3 or aren't, hip to it yet. You always see their eyes light up when you start to explain it to them, sort of without those terms that have baggage.
Right, exactly. And since that, Mike, you have long-term experience in the gaming project, both traditional and Web3 gaming. Do you see that? What's your vision for the overall gaming project? Do you see that more and more, like your previous colleagues from Web2, they are coming to Web3, or do you see the other way around? Many other Web3 projects like end up gave it up because they couldn't find the mass adoption that they was hoping to see, and then they decide to go back to Web2. What do you think will be more likely in the next 5 years? Thank you.
Let me just make sure I'm understanding what you're asking. Are you saying of like the projects in Web3 now? Will some of those go back to Web2?
Right. The state of our
we already seen it, right? A little bit. There was a chess game. I mean, I think we're going to see a little bit of that, perhaps, maybe for different reasons. But from our perspective, it's a crazy time to be leaving Web3, because it seems things are really trending in the right direction. I just came back from the DICE conference, which is a big, we'll call it Web2 gaming conference. So there was a nice contingency of Web3 people there and chains. And, on the Web2 side, gaming is hurting in many ways, right? There's been massive layoffs, very difficult to raise money right now as a Web2 game. And compare that with Web3, things are really, we're seeing multiple projects launch tokens and have big campaigns, and it seems to be, you can feel the kind of energy versus Web2. I think there's a lot of change in the air, and unfortunately, I don't even think it's over. So we're all talking about 2024 being the year for Web3, and Web2 gaming is talking about 2024 being the year of layoffs and consolidation, right? And things like that. So you can see that kind of contrast happening. And, every company is going to make its own decision based on what they're doing, what their goals are, what kind of games they're making. But, we've made our decision. We're committed to this. We're not going away. If anyone was going to run away from this, I think it probably, would have been in the heart of the bear market. But I think that almost made us and other companies double down, right? And believe in this more, right? To get to the other side of it. So that's why it's exciting right now where we are.
That is very nice. And I like to know about that. Thank you so much, Mike, because this is definitely, show the vision, right, and also the passion, right, the passion that the team has in the Planet Mojo project, that definitely wanted to stay here no matter what, right? Especially last year. How did you survive last year? Do you want to tell us about, for both part, right, in terms of the project development, your product, right, and also for community development? How was that go last year? And because I came to Web3 in the last rounds bull run in the last round bull market, and so I was like during the hype of like BAYC go to like $1 million or something, like lots of MP or Hollywood stars, they change their PFP into NFTs, and then
Yep.
suddenly everything changes. But for you, you have been in the industry for so long, right? And then decide to build in Web3 space. How did that go? And I remember last year, so many people told me that Moonlight, we might see the next bull round finally come back in probably 2 or 3, maybe 4 years. So we need to think, be creative to survive, right? So I was like,
Yep.
it's definitely not easy. What keep you still being there and still presenting your new product over here? And now this is just the beginning of the new year, the beginning of the bull market, and you could quickly going to launch NFT collection. That means the thing has already been prepared, right? What keep you do that, and how was what was the
Yeah.
challenges that you faced last year? Thank you.
Yeah, no, great question. I mean, yeah, that last year was challenging. Luckily we had the funding and the community to survive it. And, ultimately we're builders. That's what we do. And, so to be able to, the fact that we had a game that was out there with players, with doing the things we were doing with Amazon and other partners, it really let us focus on the game side of it and sort of get that refined, like I was saying earlier, and build things that sort of prepare ourselves for when, things picked up, when the next bull run, was going to happen. And in some, it was challenging, but in some ways refreshing too, because you sort of you could cut out a lot of the noise, and really just focus on building and your product and where you wanted to take it. And, as people say, usually the biggest projects are born during the bear runs. And so that's what we were trying to do, is build this and sort of be in this position now where we can come out of it, make some big announcements, show off some new things, and take the project to the next chapter.
That is very nice. Thank you so much, Mike, for sharing all the information with us today. And well, before we wrap up today's session, are there any alphas that you would like to let us know about? Because you are going to make your NFT collections free mint, but you still also wanted to give so many utilities to it. How? And also, do you mind to reveal certain kind of utilities that the holders might get? Because I so much wanted to, just like you say, when we put gold, a pot of gold in front of people, it's so tempting, right? So hard for people not to just grab and then run away, right? But we want them to stay and then to build together and to hold the NFT collections and then to join again, to play the game. So what's the plan for the next step after launching the project? Thank you.
Yeah. Here, I'm trying to see if I have a little alpha I can tease for you.
Nice. Thank you so much.
Let's see here. Where do I share? Okay. This is going to be really quick or I'm going to get yelled at. So this is something we did show this on Twitter several months ago, but this is put a ton of work into this, and this is something very new that's coming, and that's all I'm showing right now. But that has a nice little tease for you. But this is something one of the many things that's coming, and that this new NFT will be tied to and have utility. And, with that collectability aspect, look for some definitely cool new perks and rewards coming connected to that and more.
Wow. That is definitely something. And Mike, I wanted to sincerely inviting your team to come back again and to do the gameplay, because since the game has already launched and it's also has the web version, right? Maybe next time we could just showcase the gameplay.
Yeah.
Yes, over here, right? Because this is definitely a very attractive game, right? When people see it, we wanted to play it. And also when we learn about that, there are a bunch of rewards waiting for us, right? A lot more people would definitely feel, wow, they wanted to try it out, right? So if you could, let's schedule another session again, come back again, and then showcase the gameplay to the audience. That would definitely be great, since this is a video platform.
We'd love
right?
to. We'd love to.
Thank you. And next time we could schedule a more East Coast friendly time, not AM in the morning.
Whatever it takes. I don't mind.
Okay, that's awesome. That's my motto as well. So that's why I could host an AM session yesterday at 2 a.m. Eastern time.
Wow.
And then today 5 a.m.
Yeah. Wow. You're a champion.
Thank you. Yeah, I have been live on Binance Live for over 6,000 hours.
Wow.
Past years. So this is definitely my passion. My passion is to find out who are the projects that really want to stay in Web3, and then to promote them and then grow together, right? So we are all together on the same boat, and we're all together to want to make Web3 a more user-friendly space, and for traditional gamers really understand what we are doing, right? We are not just flipping tokens every day. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mike. Thank you. I already follow you on Twitter. Let's keep in touch. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for having me. It was really fun. Appreciate it. Look forward to coming back.
Yes, come back again. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Okie dokie, friends. We are going to wrap up our live session over here. I'm going to end our backstage and then say bye to Mike. But we are going to do our replays for friends who miss our previous session, right? If you missed the replay session, no worries. You are going, if you missed the live session, no worries. You are going to be able to watch the replay. And then we wanted to make sure that everyone could receive the complete information that our speaker wanted to deliver to us, right? Because this is certainly important, especially when seeing a project like our Planet Mojo, right? Certainly wanted to give a lot of support, right, to encourage the team stay in Web3. This is certainly really nice. I'm going to screenshot today's Binance Live front page because our Planet Mojo is actually featured over here on the front page of our Binance Live. Here we go. That's a good screenshot. Where did I go? Let me screenshot it one more time. Oh, it's actually over here. Perfect. Copy and paste over here. And friends, we are going to continue to send Crypto Box rewards for our audience. Really appreciate you all for spending time with us today. And the replays will be available across our social media platforms. Oh, nice! Isis string Planet Mojo last Friday game is really fun. Haha, nice. I wanted to do it as well. Thank you, y'all, for joining us again. Thank you for hosting. Thank you. Yes, and I swear we're going to see you soon because we'll have another session together. Over here, I'm going to play our ending video. Here we go. And I'm going to say bye to friends who are watching us on Twitter Live. Thank you so much for your time. I was going to play for an hour, then end up playing for close to 3 hours. Oh my goodness. See you soon, Ice. Oh my goodness. 3 hours. Oh my. I would love to do that as well. Awesome. Yes. Okay. I'm going to end our live session over here on Twitter. And say bye to friends who are watching us on YouTube Live as well. Thank you so much for joining us.